Coming up next, we have our feature. And I saw this sister, I was minding my own business, not bothering anybody. And I saw this sister at the Moth Grand Slam. And she got up and she told her story. And I was like, whoa, you got to tell that story at my show. So tonight we have our feature, Miss Tracee Watts in the house. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Tracee.
Oh, yeah. What a night.
Thank you for that nice introduction. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start the story. So, as a parent, my goal has always been to raise my son to have morals, values, and standards. And so, one day we're at a store, and he asked me, could he go take a look at the toys? And what kid does not want to look at toys, right? So I said, sure, go ahead. So he goes, a few minutes later, he comes back to me. Mind you, this is my son Malachi. He's about 7 at the time. Very sweet, loving, kind, respectful, obedient child. Couldn't ask for a better son. So he goes and he looks at the toys, and he comes to me a few minutes later, and he says, Mommy, will you buy me these 2 Hot Wheel cars? Now, he's obsessed with Hot Wheels and Legos at the time. And I said, no, it's almost Christmas, and Santa will bring you those cars, so go ahead and put those back. He says, okay. And, you know, me being Santa, I follow him, and I circle behind to go get those cars. And when I followed behind, those cars were not where they should have been. So I was like, oh, he must have put them down somewhere else. So, you know, later on that evening, I'm cooking dinner in the kitchen. I happen to go into the living room, and there's Malachi playing with those exact same Hot Wheels on the floor that he asked me to buy earlier. And I was like, Malachi, where did you get those cars? He says, oh, I got them at the store. I said, well, I didn't buy them. He goes, I know, I just put them in my pocket. I said, well, do you know that's stealing? It's against the law. And he says, well, I just put them in my pocket. I said, but that's stealing. You have to pay for things before you take them out of the store. You cannot just put them in your pocket and take it. It's against the law. And he's like, okay. I said, so do not take anything else from the store again. Do you understand? He says, yes, I won't steal anymore, Mommy. I promise. I said, okay. So I confiscate the Hot Wheels, and I thought that was going to be the end of that. So a little while later, a couple weeks later, he asked me, can he, we go to another store, he asked me, can he look at the toys again? I said, yes. Now, I'm thinking this is going to be a perfect test. So I said, are you going to take anything? He says, no, Mommy. I said, you're not going to put anything in your pocket? No, Mommy. I said, okay, go ahead. So he goes off. When we're ready to leave, I said, so, Malachi, did you take anything? He says, no. I said, okay, let me check your pockets. He says, no. So I check his pockets anyway, of course, and there's little Lego peoples in his pocket. So it's like, okay, you're not learning my lesson I'm trying to teach you. You cannot steal. Where did you get these from? He goes, well, I didn't steal them. They were just on the floor. I said, well, it doesn't matter if they're on the floor. If you don't pay for them, that's stealing. So let's go put those back on the floor where you found them. So we go and we put those back. Fast forward a few weeks later, I went to my gardener's house to pay him for his lawn services. And I had a $50 bill in my wallet. So I get into the driveway, I go in my wallet to pull out the $50 bill, and it's gone. And I know exactly what happened to that $50 bill. So I'm furious, right? So I know I gotta go and get my $50 back. So I'm a little bit upset, and I'm thinking to myself, this is becoming a problem. I need to figure out how to really get this under control. And so I go up to the school the next morning, and I'm talking to his teacher, and here he comes. He walks up to me. Here, Mommy, here's your $50. You can leave now. I'm like, oh, okay, it's just that easy. You just give me the money back, and I walk away. I said, okay. But isn't it amazing that he knew exactly why I was there? I didn't even have to say a word. Here he comes with the $50 bill. And so, I take the $50 bill and I said, okay, and I leave. And I knew I had to take drastic measures, so I called my friend that worked for SAC PD, and I said, I need you to come arrest my son. And he said, why? What happened? And I explained that my son is turning into a kleptomaniac. He's just taking things and he's going in my wallet. There's a problem here. He says, okay. I said, so the next time you're working, please stop by and arrest him. So he does. The next Saturday he worked, he stopped by, and mind you, this officer is a big guy. He's like 6'6", at minimum 250 pounds, bald head, black, thick mustache, dark glasses, quite the intimidating looking officer, right? So he rings my doorbell and he asks for Malachi. Malachi's at the top of the stairs looking down, and he's nervous because he knows there's a problem here, there's an officer inside the home. And so he asked for Malachi. I said, Malachi, come on down, someone's here to see you. So Malachi comes down the stairs and he says to Malachi, so I heard you've been taking things from the store. Is that true? And Malachi looks up at him. Yes, but I gave it back. I put it back. And he says, well, that's stealing against the law. Stealing and against the law, right? He says, yeah, but I put it back. He goes, I also heard you were taking some money from your mom's wallet. Is that true? Yeah, but she got her money back. She got her money back. And so he goes, well, that's stealing, and it's against the law, so I'm going to have to take you to jail. You're under arrest. Go ahead and put your shoes on. It's time to go. And the meltdown begins. No, Mommy, please, no. I said, no, Malachi, you got to go. Put your shoes on. He says, but Mommy, wait. I won't steal anymore, I promise. I said, son, I've heard this before. You're a liar and a thief, and I cannot have a liar and a thief in my home. You got to go. Put your shoes on. It's time to go. Now, I'm playing this up because I need this to have a severe impact on him because nothing I'm saying is working, and so it's becoming a problem. So this has to seem very real to him. And so, so he's crying, and he's putting his shoes on so slowly, and the officer says, hurry up, Malachi. I don't have all day. Let's go. And so I said, hurry up. And so he's putting his shoes on, and he's crying. He goes, but Mommy, what about my dad? I said, you get one phone call when you go to jail. Call him and let him know why you're there. And he's all, so he's crying. He gets his shoes on, and I open the door for him to let him out the door. I said, okay, bye, Malachi. And he turns around to me, and he's crying. He's melting down. And I mean, you can see the crocodile tears just coming and pouring. And it's breaking my heart. But I have to keep, character. So he goes, Mommy, wait, as I'm closing the door. Mommy, wait. I'm all, what? He's up, please don't forget about me, Mommy. And I said, I won't. I'll write you letters. And I closed the door. So as he's going to the cop car, he tries to get in the front seat. And the officer says, oh, no, you get in the back. That's where the criminals ride. And so he gets in the back, and he drives him around for like 20, 30 minutes. And then he calls me, and he's like, Tracee, we might need to call an ambulance. And I'm all, why? What happened? He said, Malachi stopped breathing. Breathe, Malachi, breathe. Malachi's in the back seat like this. He's hyperventilating because he's so upset. So I said, oh, he'll be fine. Just bring him home now. So he turns him around. He brings him home. And he comes back in the house, and he says to Malachi, I want you to go upstairs, and I want you to get every single toy that you ever stole. And don't you try to keep one, because I'm going to know. So he says, okay. He's all shook up. He goes up the stairs, and he comes down a few minutes later with a giant grocery bag full of toys. I am mortified because I'm thinking, how long has this been going on? How could he have such a collection? I thought I caught this early. And so he comes down with these toys, and the officer takes them, and he says, look, Malachi, this was a warning. If your mom calls me ever again and tells me that you stole one thing, or if you took any money out of her purse, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take you to jail for real this time. Do you understand me? Malachi's like, yes, yes. And so that, my friends, worked. That boy, I'm proud to say, has never stole another thing a day in his life, and he's currently on his way to the United States Air Force. That's my story.
Yeah. Tracee, watch, y'all.